So today we're going to do a little shadow lab in class to kind of look at two things having to do with light and shadows. One is the distance of the light away from the object, and the second is the diffusion, and I'll explain that in just a couple minutes. So the first thing is you want to find a plain background and in some area that's not too bright. So you might want to close some shades or maybe go in the corner of a room that's the darkest or something. But I'm going to move this over so it's a more plain background. Or if you can't find a plain background, you can just use a regular piece of paper and you just curve it kind of like a J, and you can put it up against the wall. But if it slips down, which sometimes it slips down, you can use a little piece of tape. Just put a tiny little piece of tape on the wall. The next thing that you want is some plain object, like an egg. It'd be better if it was a white egg, but I always buy brown eggs. Or maybe something simple like a white teacup or mug or something like that. Now you can try to set up the egg. If it keeps on rolling, I suggest again just using like a little bit of tape. And I'm just going to wrap that around. Oops, get that on camera. Put that on the bottom, and that will hold my egg in place. All right. The next thing is you want some kind of light source. So you can't use the flashlight on your camera, on your phone, because you'll be using that to take pictures. But if you have a flashlight or if you have an iPad or something, or even just a lamp, that would be fine, that you can move around. And I want you to play around with getting the light closer and then getting that light farther away. And if it has that really bright area, either use it and put it towards the object, or you can kind of angle it so it's out of the frame a little bit. And again, try closer and try farther away. And as you do this, be taking some pictures with your phone. You can also try different angles and see how it looks and just create something that looks really cool. But again, see what it's like when the light is closer and when the light is farther away. The next thing that we're going to look at is diffusion. So this is just like a little Kleenex tissue thing. I'm going to grab a couple tissues. And just like clouds cover the sun and diffuse the sun, you know, on a cloudy day, how we don't get harsh shadows, we get very soft shadows. Well, I can diffuse putting some tissues over the flashlight, or you could use a pillowcase, or, you know, sheets or tissue paper, like tissue paper or toilet paper or anything, but just something that's going to diffuse that light. And see when I get closer, see how that shadow is very soft now? That's called diffused. So I want you to play a little bit with diffusion after you play with distance. Again, you can move it around and see what it's like from different angles and grab a couple pictures of that as well. So it would be good if you have at least one picture of straight light, not diffused, up close, a picture of the light far away, and then the same thing with the diffused light, up close, and then farther away, and see what happens. And then we'll come back to class and we will share them with each other. If you have any questions while you're shooting, please, please, please just come back to the Zoom class and ask me questions. Thanks.